Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Thank you for clicking on this video. Today we are going to be covering our 2026 setup and just really kind of start getting ready for the new year, which it's hard to believe is next week. It's next week, you guys. So anyway, but I hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas. I hope, you got to spend it with your loved ones, friends, family. It was filled with love, laughter, and memories to last a lifetime. Unfortunately, I mean, we had a good Christmas, but it was just very short. I was in bed most of the day because I am actually running a fever as we speak. It has been 3 weeks of this freaking garbage, and I'm getting so annoyed. Don't really know what the hell's going on. I'm just so tired. And I'm sorry, you can probably hear it in my voice, but I have to. I just got to push myself because we've got to be ready. I am resting. I'm taking care of myself too, but anyway, I wanted to hop on really quick. It'll be a short and sweet video. It's not going to be too crazy, but I know a lot of people are doing their setups, and I've actually watched videos of other people getting set up, and I actually drew some inspiration from them. So I hope that I can maybe inspire somebody else. So that's why we're here. I appreciate you bearing with me. I'm not my hyped normal self, but we're gonna get there. So I guess, yeah, you'll notice that I have a very small binder collection right now because I am all about downsizing as much as possible, streamlining so that way it's not so overwhelming. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having all the categories that are important to you, but simplify it so it doesn't feel like you've got so much to do. So these are going to be, obviously our priorities, but I do still have my other little binders too for my savings challenges, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So I would say one of the things that you've probably noticed is like, girl, the fuck, what's with all this cash? It's fake money. It's just prop bills, because that is probably one of the biggest shifts that I'm going to be making in 26. Again, it's so appreciated, everybody that takes the time to comment or maybe make suggestions on, how to be smart about this whole process and this whole journey. So I truly appreciate everybody. And one of the comments that just really stuck out to me was, why aren't you just using placeholders so that way that money can be in a high yield savings account accruing interest? It just really, really stuck with me the rest of the year. And I'm just like, yes, that's absolutely what we're going to do. So this is going to be my high and low priority binder. So obviously this is still the same. I just love it. This is from Ray Lynn over at the Remarkable Dollar. And then my paper clip stayed the same. This is from Victoria over at Crafted by Coco. And then I just printed these little calendars off, little mini ones. This is chapter 1 of 12. I just felt like that was just, I don't know. It's very inspiring to me. So that's why that's there. So let's go ahead and get into our categories now. So as you can see, I've changed my style, my envelopes. I have everything written here, high priority. And then basically so many videos that, especially when I was just starting out on this journey, I didn't fully understand, like when somebody had something like auto. Okay, what does that go towards? Like anything auto? Is it just auto emergency? Just so I kind of broke down, like, this is for repairs, car washes, tires, oil changes, yada, this is primarily what this is for. Same with emergency. This is for anything home, health, family related. That's what our emergency is for. And then, so I had medical, dental, and vision. We're streamlining that. So now we just have healthcare. So that way, again, it doesn't feel so overwhelming to have to divvy between all the categories, because like with dental, we really didn't use a lot of it. It's mainly copays. And then same with vision. It's very seldom that we have to dip into that. Where medical, we really need the money. So this just makes more sense to me. Registration, this is for our vehicles. And I kind of have them all sprayed. I have them all down here. And then home improvement, this is for anything interior or exterior. And when I say exterior, that does not include landscaping. It's truly like, our siding, or maybe we need a new door, something like that. So that's what that is. And then propane, this is for our natural gas that provides all of our heat and all that good stuff. And that's it for the high priority. And so it looks as though there's money in these envelopes. These are the prop bills. So all of this money is sitting in our Ally high yield savings account, which, by the way, I have a referral link down below. So if you want to make 26 your year, go ahead and utilize that link, because I think you get, is it $100? It's $100 that you get automatically just for signing up. So feel free to go check that out. But anyway, so that's our plan for that. And then low priority. So yes, landscaping, this goes towards anything to do with our lawn, trees. We have a retaining wall that we're needing to update, fix, all that. And we also have some barns that, one for sure needs to be torn down. And then the other one just needs to be, it needs some love. So that's what we are considering landscaping to us. And of course, fur babies. Now, so with fur babies, because we truly do use this money for, like, again, food, haircuts, toys, vet appointments, things like that, I am going to put physical cash in here. So this is not a placeholder, but there's not a whole lot of them where we're going to do this in this binder. So then, yep, vacation, and that's going to cover travel, lodging, gas, food, activities, all that. Pool. So this is to purchase our pool that we would like to have, hopefully this summer, but we'll just see. And then any maintenance and accessories that might need to go along with it, so like the chlorine tablets and stuff like that. So that is the high and low. So I'm actually really happy there's not a lot, because I had 2 full binders with this stuff, but we're very happy with the direction we're headed in this. So that is that. And then in here, this is the personal as well as kids binder. And yes, and I did go ahead and kind of revamp some of my decor. So this, I just read this saying and it just really stuck with me. My soul is on a budget. I cannot afford stress, envy, negative vibes, doubt, or deceit. I really, really want to make, and that's why it's in my personal, I really, truly want to make my family and I's well-being a very high priority this year. I'm terrible, and I'm sure there's lots of you out there a lot like me. I'm terrible at putting myself first. I really want to make it a priority to book at least something once a month for myself, whether it's, getting a facial, getting my nails done, getting my hair, just something. I want to do something self-care related every month. That's my goal. And, and then I also want my family to do the same. And, as far as this, your soul being on a budget, lately I find myself really focusing on things and even people that bring me joy. And I'm really assessing, do they belong in my life? Does it not? Or do they not? So yeah, and maybe this is just the typical 26 New Year's resolutions, but I'm pretty dead set and serious on this. So if it doesn't make my soul happy, it doesn't deserve space. So anyway, that was a rant. Cute little dashboard. I figured I'm going to have some seasonal dashboards that just kind of rotate throughout the year. And then this saying also was just very true. You are the greatest project you will ever work on. Restart, reset, refocus as many times as you need. I feel like in the budgeting world, we feel that because there's so many things that can set us back, and that's okay. That is why we do what we do, and we're always in a better position than when we started. So anyway, good Lord. I'm really rambling. So personal, things stayed pretty much the same. So beauty, I don't have like a hair envelope, nails, all that stuff. This is just everything beauty, whether it's hair, makeup, nails, lashes. I really do love getting my lashes curled. It's wonderful. But then if I need like hair care products, or, you know, just something a little extra. That's what I'm considering beauty. So, and then clothing. Oh, and by the way, yes, this is actual cash as well because I am spending from it. And I plan to be spending from it every single month. So, same with clothing. This is actually for the boys and I. My husband, we talked about it, and he pretty much just purchases anything that he needs, and then just lets me know, and so that way we can account for it in our bi-weekly budget. Anyway, we've got a whole thing, but so this is just primarily for the boys and I. And then home decor, this is for holidays, seasonal, or just every day. And yeah, it's empty. Imagine that. And then gifts, this goes for birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, just pretty much anything where you need a gift. So that's going to stay the same. And then tattoo, this is just for my husband and I, so we'll just keep doing that. And then this is actually going to have just the prop bills in it, just so that way we can be accruing interest, because we only go, I would say, probably twice a year. So that makes sense for it to sit there. And then this didn't change at all. So we still have, all the kids' binders, but I did add one. I added Edisa one. And if anybody watches the show New Girl, you're totally going to get the reference. Say goths. So this is for, obviously, girlfriends, fiancés, boyfriends, whatever, for the kiddos. I really kind of felt it this year with, their birthdays and Christmas. I just didn't feel like we were adequately prepped. So I figured this would be a good place to, be able to buy them little somethings, for birthdays and other certain things. So, okay, so that is the personal and kids. And then savings challenge binder, it is exactly the same. Nothing's changing. I did switch out a few of my savings challenges, but we'll get into that later, because I actually am going to be doing a small cash planning. Probably not today, because I'm not going to lie, I feel like complete dog shit. So, but soon we're going to do that, and then so that way we can close out the month and do all that good stuff. But this one's exciting. This one's very exciting. This is my business binder, and I should be receiving my first check for, I guess I'm not sure on YouTube yet. I did meet the threshold as far as when you can get paid for the AdSense things, but it might not be until February that they pay. I'm not really quite sure, but I know Etsy, I'm going to have a pretty decent paycheck that will be coming on the first part of January. So we'll be stuffing all of this. Super excited about that. And it's all a huge thanks to all of you. I hope you guys absolutely love the products. I have been working on some new things that are going to come out for the new year. And I'm really excited about some of the savings challenges because they are fun, but also motivating. So anyway, just nice little remember why you started, and just don't wish for it, work for it. I feel like these are just very fitting when it comes to business. So my categories that I will be saving for: shipping, which, this is primarily for, like giveaways and anything else that might come up. Supplies, kind of a no-brainer. Giveaways, I really want to make sure that I have money so that way I can support other small shops and just, have nice giveaways. I'm excited about it. And then taxes, subscriptions, and this is going to be for Canva Pro as well as Cricut, and maybe anything else that might pop up. I'm stumbling upon some other things that seem to be very nice and helpful. So anyway, and then P.O. Box, which it's not going to take much. My P.O. Box for an entire year is only $60. So that'll be funded pretty quickly. But anyway, so that is it for my business binder. And yeah, I just thought the dashboard was just kind of cute. All right, so then the other two, for anybody that's new, this is my Debt Snowball Savings Challenge binder. And you can see I actually need to play before the month is over. So yeah, just basically how we're tackling our debts with the Debt Snowball method, and then all the savings challenges that we are playing to do that. So that is going to stay in the rotation. So nothing is changing there, but I would say this is the biggest change addition to the new year. I was super, super bummed. I was really, really hoping to snag Melina over at the Millennial Dollar. She had a Merry Monday bundle, and I just missed out on it. I wasn't fast enough, so I made my own just so that way I can be a part of the fun because it's such a great idea. And, we definitely learned this year that even though I get a bonus at the end of the year, the stress was still there. We were not ready. And I don't want to feel this ever again. It hasn't helped that I've been just freaking sick as shit. But anyway, so this is our Merry Monday binder that we will be playing every single Monday. And I did the math, and my husband and I talked about kind of what our goal is. So we're going to be playing with $40 every single week. So that way, hopefully, we can have $2,000 saved up. Obviously, by the time Christmas rolls around, but we'll have those funds to start shopping early. So, anywho's. So yeah, I just kind of decorated it with fun Christmas vibes and things like that. And then I've got my savings challenges in here ready to go. So I'm excited about that. So I'm thinking that, again, obviously, Merry Mondays, we'll be playing this on Mondays. And then my Debt Snowball we'll be playing probably on Wednesdays, just because, the cash plannings and stuff like that's usually at the end of the week. So it sounds like a lot, and it probably is. And there could be some times that I do this without recording, and I apologize. But again, I feel like 26, I really need to focus on, health, my peace. I really want to eliminate stress as much as possible because it's a real killer. It is. I mean, that sounds morbid, but yeah. So anyway, I can't think of anything that I missed. But yes, so there's definitely some changes. When I do my cash planning, I actually do have my goals worked up for 2026, and I would love to share them with you just so that way I can be completely transparent and you guys can help hold me accountable to them. I have some pretty hefty goals, which yeah, we'll get into that. But then I also have some very practical and exciting goals as well. So I look forward to sharing that with you. And I also look forward to seeing all of your goals and your setups and everything else because 2026 is going to be our year, guys. We're going to frickin' crush it. So I'm going to wrap it up here because I am tired and I am ready to lay down and take a little nap. So also, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone in the community who's reached out, to make sure I was doing okay, sending me your get well wishes and all that. I really appreciate every single one of you. I also appreciate your patience during this time. Yeah, I'm just really excited to get back in a groove, back in a routine, because I freaking miss you guys. Legit, no joke. So anyway, thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.